So I've built a few Lego calculators before, but I've never been too satisfied with them. They've been really big and complicated and just not practical. Like, it's not really a replacement for a digital calculator, and I don't really want to have to buy one of those, so I kept thinking about ways that I could make an actually practical Lego calculator that isn't the size of my desk and actually gets me reliable answers. So, anyways, it struck me that by using the Lego Powered Up app, I could potentially program one, and I could remove all of the mechanical elements from it, making it completely reliable. So, it's also extremely compact because it's just my phone, and beyond that, it doesn't take any Lego pieces at all to build it, so it's essentially free, and I can keep it built even when I want to build other stuff. So, it seems pretty great overall. It took me a while to figure out the design for it, and it's not simple, but this is it here. Basically, well, I'll show it operating first. So um, we've got buttons 1 through 9 on the left, and then 0 down there, plus, minus, multiply, divide, and a dial. So it only works with single digit numbers, but that's all anybody really needs to work with anyways, so it'll be alright. So I'll start with a 4. I'm going to multiply it by 5. So that's the multiply button, and 5, which gets me 20, which is exactly what I want. So then I'll hit the stop button up in the corner of the screen to reset it. Let's try something else. Let's do 9 divided by 3. And there you go. Now if I try something weirder, like 7 divided by 3, it just rounds and gets me a 2. Because that's apparently how the dividing widget works. So anyways, with that, I can add numbers. 2 plus 8 gets me 10. I can subtract. 2 minus 9 gives me negative 7. And in what's totally the coolest party trick of all, it allows you to divide by 0. And it just starts counting up like random. Normally, other calculators that I've had the chance to play with usually just give you an error when you try dividing by 0, but this one is tough and doesn't want to give up, so it just keeps counting, presumably forever, or until my phone crashes. But I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to stop the program. Now it's got to count down, apparently. Okay. And 0. So now, if we take a look at the code, I'm not really sure how to explain it best, but I've got these blocks here that wait for you to press any button, then wait for you to press one of the 4 buttons that is one of the operators, and then sets variable b to equal something. Over here, we've got stuff that, yeah, I had to do an extra little thing here, but anyways, basically after you press a button it sets a to equal that, but after, well, as it does it, it sets this omega variable to equal 1, which then prevents any of the other ones from going because they have to wait for omega to equal 0. So that shuts it down. I was having some issues with it before. Over here we've got some lines where we set variable c, which is the operator, to equal different things. Waits for me to press a number. Then if I press whatever button I press, sets that operator to equal that. Then waits for me to press another button. Not that it really matters because it doesn't have a loop. But some of this stuff in here I could get rid of. Then what's this for? Oh, this is just the line of code in the middle here that sets the dial to equal A and then B as it's working on it. And then after all that, and then it also sets variable D to equal 1 rather than 0, which allows these lines of code to continue. So and it'll wait for whatever the C value to equal whatever, wait for that other line to be finished, and then add, multiply, divide, or subtract, I guess. And then set variable C to equal that, and no, C to equal 0. Those don't need to be there. So it just sets the output to look like that. So overall, I think this is a massive improvement on my mechanical calculators. I feel like it's going to make mechanical calculators obsolete. Pretty soon everybody's going to be using a calculator like this.